today's video is free self-development tips. Not 3 self-development tips, but free self-development tips. So the first thing is read 2 pages a day. One of my husband's peers, I saw on his social media recently, he said, I don't read books. And when he said that, I thought, oh, you're saying that with pride. But then he continued, he said, I don't read books, I study them. And when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, like the penny's dropping. When it comes to reading, like sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, I read that book in 2 days. I read that book in a week. And it does depend on the size of the book. You know, like if it's an ebook, it's going to be shorter. But in general, I was thinking, do you know what? There have been times when I've kind of skimmed through books or read through them really quickly because I feel like, oh, I just want to get to the next book or be able to say, yes, I've read this many books. And when you really think about it, the whole point of reading is to learn about that information, to retain that information. So instead of pressuring yourself and feeling like, oh, I need to read 10 books or, you know, by a certain time, you may only end up reading 2 or 3 books a year, but if you've retained the information and you're applying it, that is much better than just saying, oh, I'm on to the next one, you know. So just commit to 2 pages a day. We all have different schedules, I understand that, and don't say that you don't have time to read. You do have time to read. If you just do 2 pages a day, you'll be fine. You're doing something, working towards building up your brain, you know. The second thing is pay more attention to what works. So for example, if you see someone successful in business, what do they do? Like, how do they promote themselves? How do they talk about their products? How do they talk about their service? Pay attention to what they do. If someone's in a relationship, what are the little things that they say and do that make the relationship work? Are they holding hands? Are they hugging? How are they rearing their children? If you have people around you who you admire things in them, and you think, you know what, I really like that about you. Let me study you. Let me pay attention and see how do you do that. And I think that's a much healthier way. When we approach relationships with that mindset, then that can help to avoid the, you know, the comparison and the envy and things like that. Because instead of just wasting time, you know, envying people, we're looking and saying, okay, how can I attain that? What can I learn from this person? So much more healthy. The third thing is, and it kind of incorporates those 2 anyway, is never stop learning. Never think you know enough about anything. Be humble and be willing to be corrected, because, you know, there was a time when they used to say that cigarettes, you know, were good for you, or that there was nothing wrong with cigarettes. There are so many things that society has told us, oh, this is okay for you, you know what I mean? And then you find out, no, it's not okay for you. Or you thought something was not okay for you, then you find out it is okay for you. So research is ongoing. You know, if these are the professionals in their field and they're still researching things, then who are we to think, oh, I know everything? Even if you think you know, you can still know. That's why YouTube is filled with videos on how-tos, because we're all trying to see how to, what else can I learn? And you may watch a video on 15 tips on this, but even if you only get one, that one tip may really enhance your life. So never throw away the opportunity to learn. Always be humble and ready to learn. The last thing is, think about what you are grateful for. This will inspire you to look after things, be more appreciative, and strive for more at the right time. So what do I mean by striving for more at the right time? So in my season, I mentioned in one of the videos before, I'm more grateful for where I live, getting out, you know, going for walks and things like that. I'm grateful for my girls. I'm grateful for the development that I see in them. Yes, they have flaws. So do mama and papa. But when I see, okay, this thing that we've been trying to teach them, or this character quality, or whatever it is, whether spiritual or academic life skills, as I see them developing, I'm like, I'm happy for this. I'm happy for where we are right now. And when you're doing that, you're taking stock of your life. You're thinking about, where am I now? What am I managing? And then you can safely take on something else at another time. When you're grateful and you're reflecting on the season of your life, you know what you can take on or what you need to put out. I hope that makes sense. So that's why I said you'll strive for more at the right time, because when you don't recognize what you have, then you're in this constant state of, I need more, I need this, I need that, I need to do this. So just to make it more plain, there was, I think it was back in 2020, I was doing ministry. I was I was doing so many things at the same time, and they were good things, but it was too much, if you know what I mean, So what I'm saying is, recognize where you are, and then you take on more when you can. You'll be far more effective, far more happy. All right, so our verse of encouragement today is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 15. The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge. Love that. So ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video. There are many more to come. Bye.
If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention.
Come on, make me believe what you're saying.
Can we waken this up a little?
Well, yeah, if you think you can.
Okay. Deanna.
If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. If you wanna be somebody,